First and foremost, I want to bring on a guest who has been waiting in the green room. And I understand he is also in these United States of America. It is the one and only Callum Smiles. Hello, Callum. How are you? You're on mute, I think. What an amateur. Honestly, you just can't get the staff these days. It's just, I can't hear you, Callum. I can see your little face laughing.
There we go.
All right, let's let Callum fiddle around and try and get his microphone working. While he does that, let's
Am I
have a
back
look at.
in?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Hi.
Samson did it for us.
Are you good old Samson? He's always fixing things. How? I mean, his blood pressure these days. Since we're starting at Lotus Eaters, I don't want to know what Samson's blood pressure's gone up to. Callum, are you by a pool?
I am in the great Republican state of Alabama, sir.
Alabama. I love Alabama. Oh my gosh, it's actually one of my favorite states. How is it looking down there? Is everyone excited and happy?
It's glorious and red. Yeah, well, I mean, this is the most red state of, well,
The
percentage
reddest
wise
state. All the
of
necks down there are red. I love it.
it's fantastic. Yeah, so this state has voted just under 65% for Trump. I'm actually a bit surprised I'd say that low. I thought
Yeah.
this would be more like
90.
99.999 plus the other 0.111% red, but
Did you
but
hear we turned Michigan red?
I did. I woke up this morning and saw that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, how long it's taken to count. Like, I think
Oh, I
they
know.
just might finish counting California and Arizona for the
Well,
2028 election.
Lance, who we were just Lance, who we were just talking to, he's in Arizona. He was just helping out with the campaign. They're still counting down there for Kerry Lake, who hopefully gets in. But it's just,
Well, they're still counting for all of it. I mean, I was in Phoenix yesterday.
oh,
I
you
flew
were.
in. Yeah, I was in Phoenix on election day, which is probably where Lance is because Maricopa County is the famously corrupt one when it comes to the
Okay.
elections now. But just looking at the numbers now, they've still got 30% of their vote to come in.
It's absolutely insane, this system, isn't it? How it works.
Florida's finished counting a million times over already.
Right, I know. And it's not even dependent on population size, it's more dependent on the amount of corruption, I suppose. So where have you been this election cycle?
Well, I stayed with the most wonderful pastor up in
Oh.
Michigan. You might know him. I mean, in fact, you're sitting in one of his chairs now.
I understand you were sitting
Um,
in one of these chairs too.
so yeah, this has taken me from New York to Philadelphia to DC to Grand Rapids to Detroit and all the way down to Phoenix and the southern border and now Alabama. It's been what I would say like a very honest view of what the thoughts of America. I mean, and now we see the results. It's kind of what I was saying prior, providing it was fair.
Yeah, yeah.
It's everywhere I've gone. It people who are open to talk. It's almost like being a Harris supporter now is the taboo thing because I was struggling to find them.
You was what?
I was struggling to find them.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. So, but you went down to the border and you said to me that the gates were just open.
Yeah. Did I send you the video of me running over as a Mexican?
Oh, you sent a picture of you with the sombrero.
Oh, I'll have to send you the video. I dressed up as a Mexican and I went into Mexico and ran through the border.
You're an idiot, honestly.
Literally, you're
But
just driving along this wall, and then
yeah,
and you're like, do you know what? It's actually looking pretty secure.
is it?
And then literally, there's just a gate open. You're like, were they born in a barn?
They
Like,
literally just leave the gate open for the migrants. What so last time I saw you, you were heading off to California to vote. Were you able to vote?
so I registered, but I registered too late to do it in this one. So
Oh, they
literally,
wouldn't let you.
so I could have done it had I turned up on the day with ID to register there and then. But obviously, my ID wouldn't really work.
No.
But there, I could literally vote, well, register in California and tick a box where it says I have no social security and I have no driver's license. So
I
literally, I
think
wouldn't need ID to do it. And even when you put your address, it says you don't have to put the whole address. Like you wouldn't have to put in that you live at number 10th Street. You could
yeah,
literally just put 10th Street.
it's insane. I think it might be coming up later in my show notes, but I think I've Kamala only won in places where ID was not necessary to vote. I mean, That's dodge, as well as the fact that she didn't outperform Biden in a single county. The places that she did win were only in places where you could vote without ID. That should tell
Yeah.
you everything you need to know about the
I mean,
Democrats.
I still think with all that, it's the corruption is still rife. It just
Yeah.
the too big to. I think Trump's going to beat his numbers by the time we've fully counted. I think Trump will beat his numbers from the last election. I mean, you've still got 40% of the vote to come in California. I think he's got at least 2, maybe 3 million votes there. In Colorado, there's still 23% to come in. Arizona, 30%. I mean, even Alaska. I mean,
Um,
I can let them go in Alaska because they've probably got terrible Wi-Fi and the roads probably
it's
takes a
frostbite.
long while to get somewhere. So they've still got 25% to come in. DC still got 12% to come in. There is still it's something like I think overall it's something like there's still 13% of the electorate to be counted.
I'm not convinced he's going to get higher than he did last time, but he got really good results last time. The question is, what happened to all those imaginary Democratic votes? Where did all they go? It just
Well,
goes
I
to show
mean,
how badly they cheat.
her campaign was so poor when even the dead stopped voting for her.
I know. Although she did spend, what was it, $1 billion or something to his 300 million. It's insane. Let's have a look at some of the reactions that we've seen as a result. I know Samson's got some Trump derangement syndrome for us to look at. Yeah, that one. Have you seen this one?
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nuclear button. That man doesn't believe in climate change.
This woman is not happy she's sitting next to a Trump supporter. Watch how her failure to settle down leaves her regretting her choices.
She has called me names and insulted me just for sitting down in the seat, saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem?
I would like for him to change seats with someone.
No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody to come and talk.
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nuclear button. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory?
Excuse me, ma'am. You grab your belongings when you come through.
Right.
And I'm saying you on this plane.
I beg
And I will take you off this plane right now. Can you grab your belongings and come through, please? Yes. Can you grab your belongings and come through?
I paid for this seat and I'm sitting.
Despite her disruptive nature, she believes she's done no wrong and refuses to leave.
He is in my space.
She's causing hostilities.
You can do this one or two ways right now. I need you to grab your belongings and come through. Okay, and that's what off the plane. Transportation, please.
I'd love to know.
My mother.
They're still married.
His mother died. He had to.
Yes, that's the interesting part. Yeah, point there. The bloke sitting to her right is her husband. Look how he's just sitting there quietly the whole time and letting her be a Karen to some random Trump supporter, just going off. And the entitlement, like she wants him moved out of her space. Like, why? Because he voted different to you. You arrogant, hostile Karen. And of course, the plane attendants are like, well, no, you don't have that right. You get off. I love that. Sensibility is coming back. Common sense is coming back. The libtards are being put back in their place. They've lost all their power. Let's have a look at the next one. This is, rather than showing all of the crazy clips of the libtards crying, I thought I'd show just the collaboration, this collage. The collective sound is just. They're actually insane. Liberalism is a mental disorder. It's not good, is it? Look at them. Bless them. They're going crazy because they didn't get their own way. And someone put on, and I think I agree with this, that it shows that so many people have not been involved in competitive sports, doesn't it? Because they're not able to lose.
Massively. Like I saw one video of a grown man recording himself crying.
Like, you should be embarrassed. Here we've got a picture of Kamala's ugly stepchild crying her eyes out. It's just so shameful. There's no graceful defeats anymore. Let's go to the next one because this guy, yeah, I put the old meme up. Democrats, are we out of touch? No, it must be the voters that are wrong. Because was it CNN journalist literally did the meme. CNN has a story where the Harris campaign went wrong. Nope, I won't read it. Harris ran a great campaign. The story should be where the American people went wrong. Yeah, the American people is who's wrong. Oh my gosh. Why are they all so arrogant and entitled? Look,
Massively.
the next slide shows why. This is this is it. It's a disorder. It's a disorder. Click on that first map for us, please, Samson. This is of course the map of the election, right? So as I was saying at the start of the show, there are no blue states. There are blue cities. The states are red. These cities are where the woke libtards have taken over, and it is a mental disorder because if we go to the next image, it directly correlates with homicide rates. So I raised the question: why are the Democrats so homicidal? Why do you think that is, Callum?
Because the devil is inside them.
Well, that's
I
one way
mean,
to put it.
let's be honest, the devil is inside. I mean, but I'm just looking at the House race now, and the Democrats. I think all eyes. I think a lot of people they've prematurely kind of gone, we've won, get in. Well, I mean, yeah, they've flipped the Senate, they've flipped the presidency, they flipped 4 seats in the House race, but they still need the Republicans still need 13 House seats to control the Congress.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're taking so long to count in California and Arizona, because there's still a lot of seats in there which are yet to be finished. I mean, I'm just looking at some of them now. So,
But could they get it?
so the Republicans, in theory, should keep hold of it. But looking at CA9, one of the districts in California, the incumbent is a Democrat. They've reported 56% of the vote. The Democrat is only 2,000 votes ahead. In CA26, they reported 62% of the vote. The incumbent Democrat is only 20,000 votes ahead.
Mm.
And then you look at the likes of Arizona, where it's fortunately a couple of Republican incumbents, so I think they should keep hold of it. But this is the place where it's easy to steal it, especially when Katie Hobbs, or Katie Robbs, as they call her, the Democrat governor, is oversees things, and she can basically oversee the count. But it's not looking good. I mean, for the Democrats in California,
Good.
because the Republicans are hot on their heels. So I think eyes have to be on California right now and Arizona, because obviously they want to flip. They want to get Carrie Lake in the Senate.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. She has to
I
get
think
into
there's more. I would actually say at this point, it's less important to keep eyes on Arizona. It's now more important to keep eyes on California, because it's those House seats that the Republicans need to keep and need to steal.
Mm. Okay. Well, let's have a look at what some of the response has been like. Let's play this clip from Chicago, where they've been protesting against democracy and in favor of a place that does not exist. But it's very telling. Look at the energy of these protesters. Like, there's no energy there whatsoever. They've all got those professionally printed unionist signs. Like, this is properly George Soros just bus loading in a bunch of Marxists.
Can anyone else smell the soy through their screen right now?
It stinks, doesn't it?
Awful smell.
It's bad. But let's skip that and let's go to the celebration. The tops to it. And here we have Trump celebrating, as he should be. This man must be knackered. I mean, I'm tired out, and I'm half his age.
I slept 10 hours last night.
Really? I haven't slept yet.
I don't think I've ever slept 10 hours before.
Wow. Well, I had another house guest immediately after you, so tonight is my first night of not doing anything, so I'm just going to properly sleep and catch up. But if we go to the next slide, sanity has been restored. And that's the sense that we're getting. Let's have a play of this Donald Trump clip.
The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
Based. I mean, so first and foremost, going back to science, going back to common sense, going back to reason and faith, and just there is male, there's female, that's it. But secondly, disincentivizing this corrupt big pharma industry where they're mutilating children and calling it compassion, but of course they're just making money from it. He's going to end it all.
What now that we know who's won, what's the thing you're most excited for?
Oh, I think cutting out all this trans rubbish, just no more of this tranny ideology, closing the borders, and so that you've got a country that's protected and can be promoted, going back to Christian values and the Christian faith as the predominant faith and values in the West. Yeah, just going back to common sense. We can say gay and retarded again without being arrested. What about you, Callum?
I cannot wait to see what Bobby Kennedy does.
Make America healthy again.
I truly, I mean, you know that I'm a huge, political skeptic when it comes to any politics outside of America. I think a lot of it is just theater. I'm hoping I'm not being blissfully naive in thinking that America, it's different.
Yeah, it does feel different, doesn't it?
It does feel different. And this comes from a huge skeptic. I've been to Davos 2 years on the trot. I've seen people from both sides basically in lockstep with each other, but I'm really excited to see what Bobby Kennedy is going to do. The fact that Trump's basically said, do what you want. Bobby, go and do what you want. I was driving past.
As long as he leaves the oil alone, he can do what he wants.
Yeah. Leave the oil on me, Bobby. Leave the oil on me. But the fact, I was driving past some place yesterday, and I thought, they're going to have to change their model pretty quick, or these businesses are gone. So I'm really excited for that. But it's interesting to see as well, actually, that the Democrats, despite being trounced across the board, have flipped 3 House seats.
Right.
So again, I think a lot of people still need to, rather than getting complacent, people need to be all eyes on the House, all eyes on the House, all eyes on California, because there's some places, like I said, I just saw another one then in California. There is one where the incumbent is a Democrat, and this is CA 49. They reported 71.25% of the vote. The incumbent Democrat is only 5,000 votes ahead with 138,000. So it's really, really going to be interesting to see just what goes on down there. And they could flip a lot of California.
Keep an eye on those stats. I've got one more video to share with you. Yeah, what I'm most looking forward to, the end of mutilation of children and the restoration of the faith. And here, straight away on election night, here's a little video of the restoration of the faith. How everyone just randomly started singing hymns. That's beautiful. There's my friend Jenny Corner. I mean, it's a room full of influential people. something bigger than all of us, and that's fantastic to be reminded that it's not about the individual, it's not about the ideology, it's about something that's universally true. All right, we can pause that one. Thank you. I think he was enjoying the hymn. We need to get Samson to church sometime. That's what we need to do. Callum, what are you going to do next?
Well, so I'm gonna be. It's now more. It almost kind of feels like the war's over, doesn't it? Like it feels like I've just. I mean, it feels like I'm now in safe territory, and like my body's just gone. Bloody hell, I'm tired. I've crossed more time zones in this past 2 weeks.
When are you going home?
I don't even know what year it is inside my body right now. I am flying back home on Sunday.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Back
And,
home, and then
report back
on
when you're back
Wednesday.
out there.
Well, I'm booking my flights actually for later on today for the to come back for the inauguration.
Yeah, okay. We'll have to sort something out for that, definitely. Right, well, Callum Smiles, thank you for joining us. God bless you. Keep at it. And when you're back in the UK, let us know how dark things are over there, or if they've lightened up or as a result of the win over here.
Oh, don't make me not want to go home.
Take care, mate. See you soon.
Look after yourself, Calvin.
God bless.
Thank you for watching my Common Sense Crusade. If you'd like to watch the whole show, you can subscribe to lotuseaters.com for as little as £5 per month, and then you get access to a bank of content as well. My show is 3 p.m. every Thursday. See you there. Deus Vult.